It took the siblings 50 years to create a family of 38 close relatives, and in this family, every girl who got pregnant couldn't tell whether the father was her brother or her son, but they all knew that if the child was a boy, it would be her husband. In July 2012, near a farm in Australia, the farmer always smelled a bad smell, and he was looking for the source of the smell, but suddenly in a bush, he saw a little girl, who was defecating in the grass, and when the girl had solved his personal problems, the farmer was ready to clean up, and by the way, he drove the girl away. But he went into the bushes. Momentarily stunned, the mighty rows and rows of fertilizer brought him a visual feast, and he couldn't help but be in awe, and after asking, the farmer learned that the girl was not alone in the forest not far away. There lived a large family of nearly 40 people, and they usually solved personal problems in the vicinity. No wonder his crops always grew more vigorously. The farmer couldn't help but be curious, and chatted with the girl for a while, and this little girl, who looked 7 or 8 years old, also told him a little secret. His sister was pregnant, but he didn't know which brother was the father of the child. A question mark slowly appeared above the farmer's head. He didn't understand, but he quickly figured it out. Maybe it's a child who is childlike. But after listening to the little girl's next sentence, he was completely dizzy. The little girl said that 2 days ago I had a relationship with my uncle, that is, my brother. I don't know if I would get pregnant now. The farmer had to call the police. He felt that either the little girl was sick or he was sick. Soon the police came to the forest behind the farm. After investigation, it was found that the little girl did have. He's not the only one who is sick. It's a whole family behind him, and there's a dilapidated tent deep in the forest, and there are more than 30 people living in it, all of whom have the same surname, Colt, and the police come to the Colt family, and they look into all the family members, and they find that there are 12 children in this family who have facial deformities, have severe speech disorders, and can't even do simple communication. And in addition to these children, the people in the family who look older are more or less different from normal people. The police quickly called the doctor, and the doctor found that all 12 children were inbred. After further examination, the police and the doctor were shocked that the origin of this huge family was even just a husband and wife, and this couple was actually a brother and sister, and Tim Coulter was the head of the family. And in the 60s, Tim and his sister Joan fell in love and got married, and moved from New Zealand, where they were born, to Australia. And after that, they had 7 children, but of those 7 children only 3 daughters and 2 sons survived, and under the influence of their parents, the relationship between close relatives began to become a family tradition, and as the head of the family, the younger brother and mother of course led by example, and played an exemplary role. And when the children grew up, he gave birth to 4 children with his eldest daughter, Rhonda, 13 children with his second daughter, Betty, and his third daughter, who practiced the basic ethics of the family, had a relationship with his father, Tim, and 2 older brothers, and gave birth to 5 children, and in the end, even he did not know who the children were, and Tim's original wife, Joan, doesn't mean anything about it. After all, even he himself has a strong blood relationship with Tim, and Tim's children have children, and the children breed with each other, until the 4th generation is born. And the blood relationship in the family is completely in chaos. For example, Tim's daughter with his eldest daughter, Rhonda, who is also his granddaughter, and his brother and mother have a daughter with this granddaughter, named Kimberly. So what is Kimberly to Rhonda? The answer is that Kimberly is both Rhonda's granddaughter, sister, and mom. This strange relationship happened to every member of the family, and even in the end, the relationship between people has become a complex permutation, and every male has been in a relationship with any woman, and every woman can't tell whether the baby in her womb is born to her grandfather, or to her father, uncle, brother, or even her own son and nephew. In order to hide the situation, Tim, the leader of the first generation, decided to move the family to the middle of nowhere, in the forest near a farm, in 2 dilapidated RVs. 2 simple wooden huts are their residences. There are no toilets. There is no place to shower. The bushes on the edge of the farm are their bathrooms. The smaller members don't even have the concept of brushing their teeth and bathing, but for the sake of the family's reproduction, adults still go out to work to earn money and buy food for the family. After the death of Tim, the leader of the first generation, the family was succeeded by Tim's second daughter, and he remained steadfast in his family tradition of asking family members to multiply until July 2012, when the family came into the police's view. The police arrested Betty and her current husband, who is his own brother Charlie, and the other adult family members were subsequently arrested. Because the case was only an ethical issue, and in the end, the court sentenced her to 14 months in prison, and Charlie fled while awaiting trial, and her whereabouts are still unknown, and the 4th generation of the family, the underage child, was scattered by the local government, cut off contact with family members. The sick child was sent to the hospital for treatment, and the healthy child was sent to a foster home. This is the end of this video. Thank you for your likes, follow, comments, favorites, and we'll see you next time.